Okay, what's the difference between fasting and intermittent fasting? That's what we're going to look at in today's video of Ask Yuri.
Ask Yuri. You've got a health and fitness question? I've got an answer.
All right, kids, welcome to another episode of Ask Yuri. I'm thrilled to be with you today. I'm answering a question from Derek, who wants to know what the difference is between fasting and intermittent fasting, and if there is one at all. So let's look at what fasting is. Fasting essentially represents the body being in a fasted state, which essentially means that's the opposite of being in a fed state. You have no food. So is there a difference between intermittent fasting? Well, first of all, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is a fancy word to basically denote that you don't eat any food for a certain amount of time. It's usually about a day or so. So what's the difference between that and fasting? Well, the reality is that it's semantics. Like, there really is very little difference. You could be doing a fast, and that could be a month long. It could be a week long. That would, technically not be considered an intermittent fast. Intermittent fast, as I just mentioned, is typically referred to as one day. But again, as we're talking about, it's really just the nomenclature, the semantics of it. You could call it intermittent eating, whereby you eat and then you don't eat. So as far as I'm concerned, there's really no difference. I don't recommend fasting for more than 2 or 3 days at the most anyways, just because I find that a lot of, again, my wife did a 30-day water fast several years ago in Panama, and a lot of good came out of that, but she also had some real big digestive issues as a result of doing that. Because remember, in the body, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you don't eat anything, your digestive gut cells will literally just kind of shrink up and not work as efficiently anymore. So there is a benefit to fasting, which is obviously improved telomere length, which can help improve life extension if this is something you do on an ongoing basis for life. I'm not saying never eating, but generally eating less is a very, very good thing for your health. Intermittent fasting helps to regulate hormone levels, it decreases insulin levels, it increases growth hormone epinephrine and glucagon, which helps break down more helps break down more fat in the body. So you actually use more fat instead of storing it, which is obviously a great thing, because if you think about it, if you're constantly eating, then your body is constantly producing and secreting insulin, which is a storage hormone. So if you're storing stuff, you can't break stuff down. So taking a break from eating for a day, which is not the end of the world, is a very, very healthy thing to do for you. And remember, it's not going to compromise your lean muscle mass. If you have an increase in growth hormone, you're not going to be losing muscle. Okay? So a lot of benefits to it. Again, just really simply, just go one day, just drink water. That's it. Okay? Best way to do this is you go to bed the night before, you have dinner the night before at around whatever time you have dinner, 6 or 7 o'clock. Once you finish dinner, you can technically start your fast. So let's say you finish eating at 7. Let's say your fast would initially officially start at 8. Just give yourself a bit of time to digest. So from 8, you go to bed at, let's say, 10:30. You wake up the next morning at 7. You've already done half your fast, just sleeping, right? So now it's can you go for most of the day without any food? And the real benefits start to kick in at about 18 hours. So if you can last till mid-afternoon, you're going to get some real awesome benefits. And obviously it's tough the first time. You're going to start wanting foods, and there's this whole conditioning and craving stuff that we all have. But if you can get through that, you'll learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn about why you actually crave foods, and if you're hungry even in the first place. But if you can do this on a weekly basis, one day of no eating, it will really tremendously benefit your health. A good buddy of mine, Brad Pilon, has an amazing book on this subject called Eat, Stop, Eat. And you can grab, there's a link below this video where you can have a look at it. It's awesome. It's on this topic. He's the leader. And that's why I would refer you to check out that book if you're interested in this information. So that's all from me today. Thank you very much for the question, Derek. Hopefully this has answered it. And for everyone else watching, if you guys have a question you want answered, be sure to go over to my Facebook page. The link should be somewhere below. Like the page, ask me your question on the wall, and I'll do my very best to answer it in an upcoming video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.